Lots of interesting bits and pieces concerning the US presidential election. If RFK decides to run as a third-party candidate, 33% of Democrats would vote for him. That's according to Rasmussen, with Biden garnering just 57% compared to Kennedy's 25%. Let's put that in perspective. If a third of Biden voters had instead voted third-party in 2020, Biden would have lost 27 million votes, handing Trump a massive decisive victory. Reports say RFK is still considering running on a libertarian ticket. If he does so, it's curtains for Biden. This all emerged as the Washington Post desperately distanced itself from the results of its own poll, which found that Trump held a near 10-point lead over Biden. Trump also holds a whopping 20-point lead over Biden when it comes to young voters under the age of 35. Even ABC News noted the staggering nature of some of these poll results.
These numbers are simply staggering for the sitting president. 44% of people in this poll say they are not as well off as they were at the start of the Biden administration 2.5 years ago. Those are the worst numbers that we've seen in our ABC News Washington Post polling. It's a question we've been asking going back to the Reagan administration.
Of course, it's still highly doubtful that Biden will even be the nominee next year. He was already flagging physically and mentally 4 years ago, being forced to run most of his campaign from a basement. GOP Senator Ted Cruz reckons the Democrats will jettison Joe Biden and replace him with Michelle Obama at the convention.
We're coming. This is the Obamas saving the day. And I think in terms of a solution that unifies Democrats, there ain't nothing like that. I also think Michelle is not all that eager to run for president, but to parachute in August of 24, a couple of months before the presidency, and suddenly wake up and be president,
not a bad gig.
It's not a bad gig at all. Now, would she do it? I don't know. I've met Michelle, but I don't know her personally in any meaningful way. I don't know if she would do it. I do think Barack Obama is already running the Biden administration. I think he is already the puppet master behind this Biden White House. I don't think Joe Biden is the decision maker. And so when I see the media turning on Joe Biden right now, I think the odds of Michelle Obama parachuting in August of 2024 have risen dramatically, and that ought to scare the hell out of anyone who is unhappy about the direction this country is going and doesn't want us to go even crazier in an even worse direction.
Top Democrats and donors have already been searching for a replacement for Biden for months, knowing the 80-year-old won't be running again. Meanwhile, the New York Times reports the concerns of law enforcement officials who were worried about Trump supporters staging lone wolf attacks and riots if Trump gets convicted or loses the election. And as we learned throughout the entirety of 2020, the media thinks political violence is only acceptable when it's carried out by Black Lives Matter activists. You can only burn down cities and get away with the establishment describing it as mostly peaceful if you hate Trump in the process. Them's the rules. Get early access to videos, exclusive live streams, and personally DM me. You've seen how much I get demonetized all the time. Well, this is how you support me. By subscribing at pauljosephwatson.locals.com. Please click the link in the description.